Okay, so here's Deb. Thanks, Deb. She's going to be showing us her 5 favorite exercises to do on a daily basis to help improve her posture. So she's starting with a standing spinal warm-up. So she's got some shoulder shrugs with a little knee bend. And then she's doing some arm rotations forward and back with the knee bends, helping to open the chest and getting some flexion and extension. And now some lateral flexion. So she's moving her spine in every direction that it can be moved in to make sure each piece is warmed up and mobile before she goes on to anything else. And hands on shoulders, and she goes into rotation. Good. So she likes her hands on her shoulders because it helps her to keep track of where her body is. It helps her to feel if her shoulders elevate. So it's a good thing for you to do too at home. Okay, now she's going to head down onto the mat and she's going to do a bridge. And she likes to do this particular bridge with her arms behind her, which gives her a little bit more thoracic extension. And the thoracic is the upper part of the spine, the upper back, not quite to the neck. So kind of the middle. So she does her regular articulation, arms up, and then they come back. And this is where she gets a little bit more movement in the upper back. So it's a great exercise for anybody who might have some rounded shoulders or who might sit at a desk, or anybody really. And as she's exhaling, you might not be able to hear it, but I can hear her exhaling. And she's really sinking her chest and her sternum down to the mat first before the rest of her body rolls down to the mat. Okay, she's going to do one more for a total of 3. And if you do these every day or even twice a day, you don't need to do a lot of repetitions. So 3 is fine. You can do a few more if you want to, but she's just going to do 3 to show you. But again, you can see how the chest sinks down, the rib cage before the lower back, before the hips. Okay. Now she's going to go into a double leg lowers, which is a great exercise for core control and core strength. It's challenging. She's going to make it look easy. So she's going to curl up. She's got a nice C flexion and C curve for flexion, and then she's lowering. Right? And so she has her weight right on the bottom tips of her shoulder blades, so she's not sitting on her lower back. Her lower body weight is right on the hips, right on the sacrum. So again, that lower back is protected, and she's exhaling and reaching her legs good and long. And so if you can't quite do this one as Deb is doing, you could do the same idea, but move your legs a lot smaller range of motion. Okay? And then the next exercise she's going to do is clam. So clam is really great for the glutes, the piriformis. A lot of people are weak in this area, so it's great for supporting the spine as well if you have strength in these muscles. So she's in her side alignment. She's making sure that she's stacked and in neutral. Then she's just opening her knee, straightening the leg, bending it, and down. And I'm actually going to come up and show you this one from the side so you can see exactly which way her leg is going. So I'll show you from the top. Yep. So you can see she just opens her knee, straightens it. Yep, so it stays in line with the lower knee, or the lower thigh, I should say. Good. All right, so at home you can do that on both sides, but just to save time for the video, we'll just do the one side. And then the next exercise Deb's going to do is the hover, the prone hover. She'll do her other clam off camera because she doesn't want to be lopsided. So again, she's got a nice long neutral spine. Her abdominals are wrapped. And she's just hovering. So she's hovered her hands and her arms up, her head is connected, and you can see she's hovered her feet, and then she lowers back down. But you can see that her lower back isn't really moving very much, so she's not arching her back to lift, she's hovering the very ends of her body. So she's thinking of reaching long as she's hovering up. And to help with that lower back support and stability, if you draw your belly button in and wrap your waist just like Deb's doing, then you'll feel nice and supported there. So that's an exercise that's more long rather than high. Good. And that's Deb's top 5 for posture. Thanks, Deb.